What's up, everybody? Lisa here, and today's episode of the lineup deals all things Finding Dory. That's right, Disney Pixar's Finding Dory is officially a hit, taking in a whopping 136 million plus in its opening weekend, and that is a new record for an opening weekend by an animated picture. I have my fingers crossed that means a third film in the franchise will be coming our way soon, and if you missed my review of the film, you can definitely check that out on the channel here. Subscribe, there's going to be more of that coming soon. Now, let's dive into Finding Dory. If you're a fan of Disney Pixar films, then you know these films are chock full of fun little Easter eggs. I kept an eye out during my initial viewings of the film, found a bunch, but also missed a bunch. So thanks to some articles on other sites like Yahoo, I found a bunch. So I'm gonna run through that list with you guys, see how many you spotted. Beware, because there are spoilers ahead in case you haven't seen Finding Dory yet, which you should go do right now. First up, let's run through the ones that I actually found while watching the film. First, the Pizza Planet truck from Toy Story has found its way into many of the Pixar films, and Finding Dory is no different. Thankfully, director Andrew Stanton tweeted back in May to keep your eyes peeled in the first 20 minutes of the film for the truck, which was a nice little hint because if it was in that car chase scene, that would have taken forever to spot. I'm pretty sure I saw the top of the Pizza Planet truck down in the wreckage of the sea during the squid scene. Now the sea is pretty dark during that time, so it's a little difficult to see, and I'm not exactly sure where it was, but I'm about 90% sure that I saw the rocket from the top of the truck there. If not, the whole truck could be down there. Next up is number A113, which is prominent in many Pixar films because it's the number of the classroom where many Pixar and Disney animators went and learned their craft. This one is a double Easter egg as the number appears twice in this film. It first appears on the tags of the sea lions, Fluke and Rudder, as they flip their tails up to tell Marlin and Nemo exactly what they went to quarantine for. You'll see the A1 on one tail and the 13 on another, and those tags are actually included on the stuffed animals of the creatures as well. A113 can also be spotted in the third act on the license plate of the truck that is transporting the marine life to Cleveland. The license plate is CALA113. So if you guessed it, the last four characters there are the A113. Also in the truck is the Luxo ball, which can be seen kind of in the middle of the steering wheel in a quick shot. Now this kind of looks a little bit more like Captain America's shield as there's no color in it, and I read somewhere else that the Luxo ball was spotted inside of the kid zone, so I feel like either one of those could be considered the ball. The last Easter egg when it comes to the truck is the Marine Life Institute male worker. You know, the one that ends up running into the side mirror when Hank and Dory are basically stealing the truck. If he sounds a little bit familiar, it's because he is actually voiced by Alexander Gould, who you might best know for Weeds and for playing the original voice of Nemo. Now, since this film is coming out 13 years after the original movie, yeah, there's definitely really no way Alexander could have reprised his role because, hello puberty, unless he had some voice manipulation. Now, fans actually knew he would pop up in the film because he's listed on the IMDb page as Passenger Carl, but he might be a little bit hard to find because they never mention his name in the film, but keep your eyes out for that voice and you'll hear basically a grown-up Nemo. Moving on to other familiar voices in the film that you'll have to keep your ears open for real quick. There are cameos from stars like Bill Hader and Kate McKinnon, but one voice you might actually miss this time around is John Ratzenberger, who has in fact voiced a character in every Pixar movie. Now in this one, he voices Husband Crab, which is the crab that is sitting there cutting the grass on the rock as the wife crab explains to Dory how to get back to quarantine to find her family. Now, the reason you might not recognize his normal raspy deep voice is because his voice has actually been altered to be a little bit higher, but thankfully IMDb confirms that this is the role that John Ratzenberger plays. Now besides Alexander Gould, let's throw it back to a few Finding Nemo animated characters that you can find in this movie. Obviously you have the turtles, you have all the kids from the school, Mr. Ray, but there's another scary face that makes an appearance in this film. When Dory first enters quarantine and gets tagged, you'll notice that once the worker moves, you'll see a wall full of pictures, including the cat poster where we first see Hank emerge. Next to that is a familiar picture of a frightening little girl with pigtails, braces, overalls, holding onto a little bag of a fish. That's right, it's the same picture of Darla from Finding Nemo. Now, unfortunately, Darla does not make any actual appearance, and there's really no explanation as to why that picture is on the wall. Maybe Darla's mom is one of the workers at the Institute, we never actually get our answer, which I think could be a missed opportunity. Also, if you stayed during the credits after the film, you were treated to something special, a post-credits scene. So the film goes back to Fluke, Rudder, and Gerald, those hilarious sea lions hanging out on a rock, and floating by them we see bags of fish covered in algae and grossness, swooped up by workers from the Marine Life Institute and basically assumed to be taken to quarantine. Those bags contain the fish that you grew to love from Finding Nemo, who were in P. Sherman's office. Now, the last words heard are "now what?" which basically alludes to another film in the franchise, which we are down for, and I also hope we don't have to wait 13 more years for. Now, the last Easter egg from my viewing might just be a coincidence, not so much of an Easter egg, so I'm just gonna throw it out there as a theory and not give it a number because it's most likely wrong, not really sure. But usually there will be little Easter eggs from the upcoming Pixar slate of movies. Now that slate right now includes things like The Incredibles 2, Cars 3, Toy Story 4, and a couple more original movies. There are plenty of opportunities for little car cameos to make an appearance, especially in the highway scene as Hank and Dory are escaping. Let's be real, those were a little too fast to actually spot anything, so if you did see one, let me know. Now, watching the film, you did spot a Volkswagen Beetle under the sea, kind of rusting down there. We also see it in the end credits as Hank's hanging out sitting in the driver's seat. Also, when Dory finds her parents, they are living in a tire. While that tire and the car both have no actual markings, I feel like they could be a hint for Cars 3. It's a little out there, but you never know. It could just be random coincidence. And I've also read that some people think that beetle that's under the water is a tribute to the love bug. So that's my list of Easter eggs that I found, but now we're gonna move on to the ones that I got a little help from thanks to Yahoo and some other sites. When Hank is hanging above the open ocean tank, getting ready to drop Dory in, you can see a calendar on the wall in the background. You zoom in really close, and it's a tribute to one of my other favorite Pixar movies. Let's face it, I love a lot of Pixar movies. WALL-E. It makes me wonder when we're getting a WALL-E 2. Now, going back to quarantine, when Hank and Dory first meet, when Hank is in the sink talking to Dory, you'll see a magnet on the fridge of a Hawaiian scene with a volcano. That's Uku. I apologize if I'm saying that wrong. The volcano from the lava short that played before Inside Out. And now that you have that song stuck in your head,
I have a dream I hope will come true.
I think that I also saw the letters UKU written on t-shirts in the gift shop where Nemo and Marlin are stuck in the tank. Speaking of the incredible Pixar shorts, you were treated to that beautiful short Piper before the film. I fell in love with that little bird, as I'm sure you guys did, and that bird actually makes an appearance in the film as a picture on the wall when Hank and Dory are making their way through the halls of the Institute to find the map where her parents are. All right, that was quite a long list of Easter eggs. I have no doubt there are probably many more in there, especially when it comes to things with numbers and whatnot. When the DVD comes out, I'm definitely gonna have to sit there and maybe take a couple scenes frame by frame to see which ones I missed. And also there's a couple popular Easter eggs that I don't think made an appearance, but they could have. And that's like the Chinese food carton, the lamp, Lightning McQueen's number 95, and many, many more. So which Easter eggs did you guys catch while watching Finding Dory? If you found some I didn't, let me know in the comments below, and also let me know your thoughts on Finding Dory. Where does this rank in your Pixar movie list? Thanks so much for hanging out with me, y'all. I hope you had fun. Be sure to subscribe for more of this kind of stuff, plus celebrity interviews, all kinds of things on this channel. I'm Lisa, and I will see y'all later.